Welcome back to Movies TV Man. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Man, and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the MUFC Daily. Villarreal versus Manchester United tonight. It is away from home. Yes, it is, because we saw them getting on the plane. Duh. Anyway, this is more important than who the next manager is, whether or not Carrick is at the wheel or not. Anything. Talking about Ole is done. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, we haven't had a manager for nearly 3 seasons. We most certainly haven't had a head coach, because Solskjaer was never a coach for the past 3 years. So there's a lot of stuff, conflicting kind of stories about Pochettino, this one, that one, your grandmother, my grandmother, although all my grandmothers are dead anyway, so they can't be manager of Manchester United. Hey, life sucks, right? Although they probably would have done a better job than Ole. So my advice to you is ignore everything you're seeing on Twitter and social media. Don't believe any of it. Now, I'm retweeting a lot of stuff, so if you follow me on Twitter, I get excited about the Pochettino stuff, so I retweet it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Yesterday, in the space of 2 seconds, I saw Pochettino wants to come, United are talking to him, they're going to try and pay the fee that PSG want, and according to the PSG players, Zidane's coming very quickly, all's done. The next one I see is, they're not talking, Pochettino does want to come, they're not discussing it, and Pochettino doesn't want to talk about it because he doesn't talk about things that are not true. Right, that's the one time. So who do you believe? The only one you can believe is Romano. But here's the problem. Romano doesn't know anything either, because I saw what he said yesterday. Romano literally said that Pochettino wants to come and United still want him, and that's it. Surely, if he wants to come, and if they pay the 10 million, it's 10 million apparently. Now, I don't think that's a lot of money, right, considering what we're going to be getting. This is a proper coach. We spoke about this yesterday. I hear people saying, well, Poch hasn't won a trophy. Oh, Poch isn't my first choice. I want someone who can coach the team at every level. The first team, the reserves, the youth team, I want him and his coaches there. They are going to develop this club again. They're going to kick out all the shit and they're going to do something special, but we must give him time. As I say, you can make a choice. You can go for Zidane, who probably will win you trophies, but behind the scenes, not much is going to change and the club won't be developed. So if you want a quick fix, and why not? But Zidane doesn't seem to be interested in Manchester United, and the rumours are right now today that Zidane would rather go to PSG. So he doesn't seem interested in the structure of Manchester United. He's more interested in the PSG situation. Shall I tell you a little secret? Manchester United and PSG are literally run the same way, and that's interesting with Pochettino, but at least he's used to that. The thing is, Manchester United have been interfering. Ed Woodward and the Glazers have been interfering how the football side's being run. The Carrick and the McKenna things, they brought them there and put them there. You know, Jose never wanted them. You know, and I'll tell you something kind of shocking about Jose, which you're going to, well, it's ironic and funny to me. When Jose heard that Ole was going to be made permanent, he rung Ed up, begged him not to do it, and told him to bring in Pochettino, because he had spoke to Pochettino. Pochettino was desperate for the job. He raised Pochettino, and it's ironic that a manager who's just been sacked still wanted the best for Manchester United. So I thank Jose for that. I think he's kind of lost his mojo kind of a long time ago, but it was nice to see that Jose was fighting for the right coach to replace him. And I think Poch is a great coach. A coach. Let me explain to you the difference between a manager and a coach. A coach coaches. A coach tells the players where to stand, trains them, improves them. That's what a coach is. LVG was a coach. Mourinho, I don't know. Mourinho's a mixture between a figurehead and a coach, but I don't think he's as much of a coach as Pochettino. Pochettino is a coach, but he is someone who does everything, but he's a proper coach. And working with this guy is the best thing you can have, especially with young players. Now, he's got a lot of big players and with experience. Now, sometimes players with experience don't like being told what to do, but at the end of the day, I think Pochettino would be perfect. I think he does want it. You know, we could have just been in a better position now if Pochettino was just given the job instead of Ollie from the very beginning. I never understood the whole temporary thing. Why bring him in? Just bring in Poch. I think he was at Spurs at the time, but he wanted to come then. And they didn't want to pay the compensation to Levi, or Levi was being difficult because he hates Manchester United. He didn't want to lose Poch because Poch was doing a good job back then. But him and Poch, in the end, Levi and Poch just fell out. And then he replaced him with Mourinho, which was weird. And of course, that was never going to work out. And guess what? That came to be. It never worked out. But if we just got Poch 3 years ago, we wouldn't be here now. And this is why people talk about the sideshow at Manchester United. It's a bunch of sideshow clowns running it. And I mean, I don't know if you watched or listened or watched people kind of describing the Michael Carrick press conference. Well, I saw it. And it was boring. It was so boring. It was terrible. It really was. He's such a dour person. He was a great footballer for us, don't get me wrong. But I think people are trying to protect Michael Carrick. He said some frightening fucking things. He said that he and Ollie had the same tactical morality. He called Ed Woodward a fucking legend. Apparently. Because I was reading some notes where he said this. This could be a fucking joke on the internet. I don't know. Basically, all you're getting is the same thing. But as I explained yesterday, because we didn't sack Ollie last year, because we didn't bring Poch in 3 years ago, Carrick is the only person who's willing to fucking take over with McKenna at this moment in time. And Ollie's former assistant. Because if you boot them out with Ollie, you've got nothing. I explained that to you yesterday. I know a lot of people saying, oh, why are they still there? Because there's no one else to be there. You've got to bring an interim in to have an interim. They have to be there. There's no fucking choice. So thankfully someone is kind of taking over. Look, it's not Carrick's and McKenna's fault. They're not good coaches. Or they're not good enough for Manchester United. They have opinions, tactical kind of opinions, and they're they're wrong for the players that we've got. And it doesn't work. So obviously Carrick has an opportunity here to fight for the job himself. And of course, that's really, really worrying. Really worrying. I mean, because we don't want another Carrick's at the wheel situation. If he win, the thing is, he has to win tonight because we want to go through. But if he does win, I don't want another scenario where Carrick's at the wheel. I do not want Carrick to get this job. I don't care how well he plays. I do not want Michael Carrick to get this job. Because when you call Ed Woodward a freaking genius, and you say you have the same tactical morality as Ollie, as Mark Goldbridge said, this is Ollie. This is the same person. There's no difference. They all agreed with each other. They were all on the same page. As I said yesterday, Ollie was just a figurehead. He probably wasn't even doing the tactics. Carrick and McKenna were probably doing the tactics. Imagine that. So we're getting more of the same tonight. So I think we will get McFred tonight, if they're both fit, and I'm not sure about that. Listen, Maguire shouldn't even be our captain. Listening to him talk was ridiculous because no one wants to listen to what you've got to say, Harry. Not us, but most importantly, your fellow footballers at Manchester United. There lies the problem. But Carrick's press conference was, it was hideous. It wasn't that, I mean, as I say, some of the stuff he said was ridiculous, scary, like, we're so fucking fucked. That's how you look at it. You think, if you're in a car with Michael Carrick driving, you think, fucking hell, I'm just going to jump out. And if I break a few bones, so be it. But tonight will be interesting. I have a feeling we're going to lose. That's not what I want, of course. I want us to win. But we need an interim manager or permanent manager immediately. And they need these appointments. What they do next kind of destines our season to what it's going to be. Because if we get, I mean, apparently Steve Bruce is up for the interim job, or would like the interim job. I love Steve Bruce. He's a great footballing guy, a great man. But I don't want that. Nobody wants that. We saw what happened at Newcastle. This man is managing lots of clubs. He's had some success at some clubs, not much of success, but no, there's no way he can manage Manchester United to the end of the season. In reality, I don't want to see any ex-professionals here, but they could get desperate. I don't know what they're planning. But the thing is that we have to decipher here and translate. Are they talking to Maurizio Pochettino? Is there a chance of him coming in now permanently? I hope so. That would be the best scenario as far as I'm concerned. The best scenario for Manchester United is for United to pay the 10 million now to them, bring him over. And we can't wait till the winter break at Christmas. We can't do that. He needs to be here by Saturday, right? He needs to be. Now, I know he's managing PSG, I think, away from home. Is it in the UK? I think it is against another team. Is it against City? Anyway, he'll have to focus on that. And obviously, what I hate about all of this, because they're going to ask him after the game and before the game, he's going to say no, and then we're going to get it all on Twitter that he's not coming. Well, of course he's going to fucking deny it. But listen, we ain't got time for this shit. We ain't got time to listen to the denials and this rumour and that rumour. We need something to happen now, damn it. We need a fucking manager. They didn't think about any of this, even only they just sacked him at the end of last season, which was the obvious thing to do after he failed in the Europa as well. It doesn't make sense. And I mean, I look at the coaching team Ollie had, and I mean, it's a bunch of fucking misfits. I mean, I tell you what, Police Academy 1 had better qualified police people than Ollie had fucking coaches. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a fucking parody. Our club has become a parody. And some people still defend these decisions. And this manager, accidental manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who I really don't want to talk about because he's irrelevant now. But actually, he's quite relevant still, isn't he? Because we're in this position because we've put someone who should be nowhere near a manager's job, an elite manager's job, or any manager's job, in a position of power in one of the biggest clubs in the world. And for me, that's unforgivable. This has been the MUFC Daily. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. And I'll see you again tomorrow with even more MUFC Daily. Until then, goodbye.